Yes, okay.
He's getting
He's
ready,
busy.
he's getting ready for the big day,
Yeah. And that too.
the wedding.
The wedding.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah. Taxes.
Yeah, it's, I was gonna say, it's probably tax season now.
Oh,
May, yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's a destination wedding, so I think they have
Yeah.
double the planning tracks.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah.
Anything work season.
I gotta get them by April.
I think all the commissioners are going.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll have to check my gut license. Where are we
Save the
going?
date.
Where are we
Myrtle
going?
Beach, is it Myrtle?
Hilton Head.
Hilton Head.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a golfer, that's where we're going.
What is the destination?
Okay.
In South Carolina? Oh, is that South Carolina? Is it North Carolina? Hilton Head in South Carolina?
I think it's north. It could be north.
No, Hilton Head is in south.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was the east,
Yeah.
East Carolina.
It's Westwood. Yeah.
Is it East Carolina? No, it's not East Carolina.
There is now.
Well, you walk east and up in the.
Your name is.
Walk east, there you go.
No, Southport, I always think Hilton Head is near that.
I just want to make sure this is. Everything's.
Yeah.
Oh, that one has to be. Okay, all right, I'm gonna record if you guys are all ready.
We're ready.
All right, we're gonna start. Okay, we're gonna start, February 2nd, 2023 Recreation Commission meeting. Agenda, before we start, we'd like to get roll call by Andrea Dassey.
So yeah, Joe, you can see Joseph.
You can say Joseph.
Okay, we have Joe, myself, Andrea Dassey, Nancy Will.
Here.
Oh, sorry,
You can say.
Andrea Dassey, I'm here. Nancy Will's here. We have Alex,
Here.
Lindsay, here, Lindsay from Berkeley. Steve Shabbat. Okay, too. Very good. I'm here.
Okay, all right, I'd like to make a motion to get approval of the December commissioner meeting minutes. So,
Sounds
all in favor,
Aye.
all opposed? All right, so, all right, we have approval of December commission meeting. Number 2, you second? Thank you. Yeah, you second it, yeah, you're right. All right, now, we're good. Okay, so, we're gonna go on item 2, action discussion items. Lindsay?
Yes, so, a couple of things I want to go over. We have Black History Month events coming up. I actually thought, Andre, if you want to speak a little bit about the different nights that we're gonna have. Especially night 1, I think is really exciting, so.
Sure, I used to work the flyers. So Black History Month will be happening at the Round Neighborhood Center, the week of February 21st. It'll be 3 nights, February 21st, which is a, Tuesday, February 22nd, Wednesday, and then February 24th, which is a Friday, so it's a few days that are off. It's gonna be 6 to 8 p.m. at night, every night, and it's all free. The first night on the 21st, Tuesday, will be Black Professionals in Education, and it's also Soul Food Night. So we'll be having some people, including myself, who work for the school district here in Kingston, and will be coming and just being present and showing a visual representation. And then we'll introduce ourselves, give a little background on our career, maybe how we got there, and just some type of positive message. Just a few minutes each, we're expecting a good amount. And then there are also the educators of color group that is within the school district will also be coming. That will be our meeting for the month also. So we should have a good representation. I think the superintendent's also invited, so it'll be really nice. And that's just so the community can see that there are some representation. Of course, we're going to have more, So there's some representation of the district of people of color, and then also, if there's any questions, sometimes you don't feel comfortable to ask in a setting where you don't feel as comfortable, so we're going to them. And then also the soul food nights, we're gonna have some great food, Joe's really coordinating that,
Yes, I'm gonna be cooking.
and, he's gonna be cooking cake. And, so we're gonna have some, some good food, that's always been a really great night, throughout the years. The second night on the 22nd, Wednesday, will be showing the movie Soul, which is a Disney movie and Pixar. It's really nice. Jamie Foxx is the lead character. It's an animated film. Really great. And then the last night on Friday, the 24th, is a carnival night. We'll have music, there'll be games, food, and just like the general carnival games. So it's all free. And if you all welcome to come, of course. And then also if you have kids or just families that you know, please invite them to come. It's a nice time for families as well.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Do we have any idea, tentative attendance? I actually ran into your mom yesterday, and she mentioned, just want to get an idea of numbers
For the,
for the professionals night.
how many professionals are coming?
Yeah, and just, accounting for, how many, total, how many?
So far, the list is growing. I have a list and then the coordinator of the group also has a list. So I'm expecting it's about 10 or 11 as of right now, but we could possibly expect more.
And all those folks are speaking, correct?
Yes, and then some may just be coming just to support and just be there.
Just want to make sure you know how much food to.
Yeah, it should be a good night. Actually, the Sister Brittany's also.
History teacher, she didn't even tell me, I found out from Andrea.
Yeah,
And I said, oh, we communicate well.
Yeah, she's been at the high school for a very long time, really great. So, we have a nice range of newer people who've been there recently, people who've been there for a longer time, and then a range of professions too, which is nice. Teachers, I do speech therapy, administrators, so it's a nice range.
I think it's a good idea to show, it's kind of been morphed into like professionals in education, right?
Yeah.
Like to show the importance of diversity in our schools and when dealing with children. So I think this is a great idea. I'm really excited about that. Yeah. Very good. There is an update that I wanted to share with you all. Traditionally, we have a banquet at the end of the busy season. We've gotten a lot of different feedback. I'm sure you guys have heard about this over the years, but particularly last year, some folks came to us and just expressed that the banquet is a little on the lengthy side for kids to kind of be sitting still, and really they're listening to us talk more than I think most 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds really want to be doing. So our department has really been putting a lot of thought into how we can improve this event. We really want to honor the kids and their accomplishments of completing a very lengthy basketball season and their hard work. So in lieu of a banquet this year, we're kind of doing an all-star type of day. For each division, there will be an all-star game. And I'll explain how we're gonna go about that, because my biggest concern is making sure that no one feels particularly left out. I know that when we were kids, that's gonna be tough, which Andrew and I have really worked out a way that we think will be received well. When we were kids, I feel like, that was just not really the one, and then I think over the years, that's probably why it kind of stopped happening. I just think that, I could see where that can get complicated. So we are also going to incorporate kind of skills challenges. So it's kind of going to be a day of various games and activities so that pretty much any kid that wants to participate can participate. So for the All-Star game, that's going to be a selection of the top performers for each team. So one child from each team will be chosen solely based on the amount of points. From there, Andrew and I and some of the other staff will be selecting the players based on sportsmanship, based on defense, based on just an overall collective good season. For the other challenges, the kids that are playing the All-Star game will not be able to participate in the skills challenges. That will give the other kids that are not in the All-Star game an opportunity to participate and give them a chance to kind of have their moment to shine. These challenges will range from shooting, from defense, from dribbling. I think there's another, it's rebounding. There's another competition that we threw in there. And so any kid can sign up for these competitions. They cannot sign up for more than 2 competitions though, so that we don't have an overload of kids for each activity. We are also going to be presenting the first and second place trophies at this day. So we're gonna be doing, so to ensure that, again, we're not having kids kind of sitting around and waiting for their chance to receive their trophy. We are going to present the participation trophies for 10th through 3rd place, depending on the division, how many teams there are, during their playoff games. So as those games conclude the last week of February, some of them I think actually go into March, we are going to have their trophies ready for them at the end of those games. First and second place trophies will be presented at the beginning or before each All-Star game or before each skills challenge. So once we have the whole schedule put together, we will make sure that we share it with you guys, just in case you want to stop by and participate. We are going to be having food as well, which will be off under the balcony. So the idea is that, if a team is being presented with first and second place, they come, they receive their trophy, take photos. If they are not in the All-Star game, but they want to play in the skills challenge, then they get to stay and they can still participate, have some food. And then once they're done, they can either leave or they can make a day of it. But then that way, nobody is just feeling like they're sitting around waiting or forced to stay if they don't want to stay, to see the other games and activities. So this is a pilot. We realize that this may not work. We may tweak it, but we just want to kind of be, we just want to make sure that we're taking in kind of the feedback that we're getting from the participants in our program. So, and we think this will kind of be a fun way to celebrate the kids and also, to let them show off what they learned this season. So.
And what date is that?
So assuming and hoping, knock on wood, that there are no snow days so far, we are aiming for March 11th. And the snow date will be 18th.
The 18th.
Yep. Because I think we have more teams this year, obviously than usual, so yeah, which is a good thing, but playoffs, I think, for the 8 to 10 division, I think go until the 4th this year. Sometimes we're usually done by the end of February, I think, but this
Should
year,
go to March 4th.
March 4th should be, assuming everything goes well, that will be the championship for the 8 to 10 division. And I actually think the 11 to 13 will finish the week prior. I'll get back to you guys if for some reason that's incorrect. But yeah, so just wanted to update you guys on that. And
Can I just take the opportunity to shill for the department here? I'm back in this after a lot of years among the missing. My granddaughter playing for the first time. And she is having a ball. This is like she can't wait to get there. She's never played basketball before. Andrew makes it fun for them. He's lively. He does a lot of things. He's high-fiving, he's running around with them. I mean, it is really cool. I've spent my years coaching. I did it for 25 years, including this league, but I've never seen the energy like Andrew brings to it. We used to, and I love Tommy Childs to death, but Tommy was laid back. He wasn't out there with kids like this. This is so nice, and I don't hear anybody talking about winning or losing. Sometimes I'll ask my granddaughter, she doesn't even remember who won or lost. She remembers playing. She's 7.
Okay.
so she plays on Fridays.
Yeah, so it's really good, and she was the player of the game a couple of weeks ago. I mean, oh my God, she was like thrilled. I mean, this is like such a good program. I can't believe it. This is the tournament, and all-stars,
Yeah.
whatever, and those are great ideas, and it's nice to include everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's a great great things. So I can't say enough about the program. I'm getting all misty here.
Oh.
Really nice.
That's good. That's nice to hear.
Have some tissue, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But Lindsay, great job with your, you and the staff also. Where you guys are handling this and great ideas. You know, it's a new era, new generation, but it's fun. And that's the most important thing for these kids to have fun. Everything's not a competition, but
Right.
you can still remember the good days unless, you know, when I'm shooting your eyes out.
I was gonna say, it's funny coming from him, that
Well, but it is good that, that new, like, fresh ideas are coming out and everybody's enjoying themselves, having a good time.
Yeah.
So that's what-
Change is good sometimes.
Change is good.
And I just would rather be running around playing anyway, than sitting down.
You guys see how the banquets get, it's hard, and, you know, people sneak out the side doors, and we have some kids, if they're on a losing team, like Andrew had mentioned, some of them, they don't even show up. I mean, Chris was coaching one of our, 11 to 13 teams last year, and unfortunately, they were, in last place, and he was the only one there, his table was empty, and so that's also not great. You don't want just one kid or just the coach showing up and nobody's there. So, yeah, so.
Oh, good.
And the important thing, I think, is the fun.
Yeah.
You know, like your grandmother said, you know, move on, I don't know.
Had a good time.
No, but, you know, there's enough competition, you know,
Yeah.
you know, but to just enjoy each other and play and have teammates.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, you can actually be friends with the other team.
Yeah.
Because
Imagine that. Back in our day.
Yeah, I like the
Right.
I like the Facebook part too, how like the social media with having the pictures.
Player of the game, yeah.
A lot of the parents I see sharing,
Yeah.
so it's nice because they get to have that. And I think too, you're like, sometimes having the banquet so much later,
Mhm.
it's like time has passed, so having like the trophies
Yeah,
right after the
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like a nice.
That's exciting.
And even,
Just to get it
even on a
right.
casual banquet,
Mhm.
it's semi-formal, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not a real formal setting, but it has some feeling that the
Yeah.
kids is.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's fun for some, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Well, once you get your trophy and then it's like, all right, now I gotta sit and wait for, it. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
I just think it's, you know, I think we'll get more participation through this. I think kids will be excited to show up and play, you know, show off their talent and what they learned.
That's a biggie.
Yeah.
That's, you know, the skills thing, where
Yeah,
you're not on the all-star team.
yeah.
But, you know what, I might win the 3-point or.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think we're doing knockout, like, so there's actual like, you know, fun games. It won't just be, I think it'll get, you know, some of the energy going and stuff. We also tossed around the idea of doing a most improved for each team this year. So not MVP, but most improved. And so obviously the idea is that it's
Right.
not the one that got the most points, but
Right.
really showed, you know, improvement with their skills, with, you know, obtaining what the coach is teaching them and really applying it to the games and stuff. So, I think that's something that'll be nice too, to just kind of just keep everybody involved and make sure everybody's kind of being honored for their, you know, for what they're putting in and stuff. So,
Good
yeah,
idea.
yeah, so, yeah, some new things.
So what's the food, how's the food gonna be situated?
So we're gonna have it, under the balcony, so set up the same location that it normally is. We haven't necessarily solidified where we're getting the food from yet. We have to use a different payment process than we have in the past. So voucher, some businesses aren't, you know, they don't necessarily want to accept voucher because it takes a while before they get it, which I understand. So we do have to make sure that, that we just confirm that with whichever business that we go with.
Lindsay, question I have for you, being that I saw that, and I'm sure you're not gonna have, it's like, you know, volunteers, us, whoever's gonna be there.
Mhm.
It's gonna be like more like subs, more sandwiches, something like that.
Yes, it's, it's not gonna be, it's either going to be like pizza or like
Right, something like that, yeah.
Because the kids are gonna be, first of all, they're gonna be playing, they're gonna be sitting down, they're gonna be running all over, it's not,
Yeah,
we'll have tables set up under the balcony, but we're really, it's gonna be much more casual. It's
good,
Like a
okay.
Yeah.
fun day, yeah,
And
so.
are parents welcome to come?
Yes, they are, and there still will be a minimal fee, but we are going to, the kids, of course, coaches are free. I believe it's 4 and under are free. And then I think it's $5 for 5 to 13 and $10 for 14 and older.
Do people pay?
I'm sorry,
Do people pay?
do people pay? Oh, yeah.
They do.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the issue that we found, and I can't speak for how it's been done in past years, but this last year's banquet was a little chaotic at the door, because, you know, we were told people are more likely to just pay at the door, but we had an issue dealing with all that cash and trying to get everybody situated and set up, and so we are going to make the registration online or in the office in advance. People can pay at the door, but it will be a different fee, so they are gonna be encouraged to pay in advance.
Oh, good.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
gotta tell you one story. I was serving a few years ago.
Yeah.
We were charging $2,
Mhm.
$2. Well, this guy come up for his third helping. Third helping. He says, I'm getting my $2 worth. I think you got that on the first call.
I was gonna say, I think the juice was probably your $2, yeah.
I'm gonna rob that first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yep, so, yeah, so as we get more information, I'll try to keep you guys involved. I know it's hard with email, but just to make sure that everybody's in the loop. Or we will have another meeting, I think, before then anyways, so. I think it's meetings. Second. Yeah.
March 2nd.
Yep. So, all right, so that's the biddy stuff. Just to go through some of these other things, softball registrations are open now. Andrew manages the women's division, Chris manages the men's division. We have, we're planning a senior bus trip again this spring. I think the winner is going to be a trip to, I think it's Pennsylvania, to see an Elvis impersonator. And we watched some clips of this guy, and I mean, it's pretty spot on, I have to say. And so we've gotten some feedback that it sounds like people, the seniors, I think, seem to love Elvis. So we're gonna see, we're tossing the idea out there to some of our senior programs and see how they feel about it. But we are gonna probably launch that next month. Yeah, so want to also show you guys a couple of photos. We have, I don't know how many of you are aware about the kitchen project. I know I've spoken to some of you about it, but the kitchen, yeah, the Midtown Center kitchen is near completion. We are, let me see.
Is it a second door to get in, or it's the,
So the door, if you know under the fire escape, there's
Yes.
always been that entrance. It technically cannot be a legal entrance because it swings in instead of out or out instead of in. I forgot whatever
Wrong
direction.
way.
Yeah, it does not swing the right way, and it's not something that can be fixed apparently, at least at this point. So that will be used for deliveries mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, so at this time, the senior lounge entrance will still be the main entrance. Tiles are going down, I think this week, paint is already done. I think the hood is up and see if I can try to share my screen here.
So is the full renovation stuff done there?
The actual construction, yes, construction is done. I think they're just finishing the equipment and the doors, I think is the last bit of that. Okay, my screen.
That's great. People have been asking me about the boxing stuff that we're gonna put up there, boxing Hall of Fame stuff.
Oh, yeah,
And I was telling them, well, we can't do it yet because,
oh, wow.
because
Look
the
at-
walls, well, the walls were the walls were what they were.
Wow.
And it was gonna have. to
So
come
are we
down.
looking from the front door,
oh, let me see if I can,
This is,
or is this the kitchen?
so this right here
this is
is,
the room we go in, right?
so this is the kitchen, so that, I don't know why this is in, there we go.
There's-
So if you are looking, so there's that's
The hood.
where the hood is,
Okay.
obviously, that's facing Broadway,
Okay.
the
Okay,
one on the right.
on Broadway side.
Yeah, the left picture here is facing that door that we were just talking about.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that used to be the storage closet.
Mhm.
So previously, that was not even like a visible
Yeah,
room,
right.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That's what-
Yeah.
It looks so different.
So the paint, it's a light gray. And the windows, all the trims, it's gonna be, I forgot what the color is, but it's a blue.
It looks like a Dutch.
No more
Yeah.
asbestos or.
Nope, asbestos and lead gone.
Look at the lighting.
They actually also removed the air handler that was on the roof, which was causing that leak that, I'm talking about in the hallway. They removed that and patched that whole area up. And new electric, trying to think what else.
Plumbing, everything, right?
Yeah, they took care of even the portions that are directly below in the basement. That room has been kind of,
So that whole
Packed up.
section of the building is
yes.
new.
Wow.
And so anyone that wants to come by, they're working hard during, I would say, till about like 4 o'clock most days. So if anybody wanted to come by around 4:30-ish, you're more than welcome to come by and just take a look. But they're moving quick now. I think from here through the rest of February is gonna kind of be really where you start to see everything shining through.
So summer it'll be full
So,
steam.
it'll be before that. We're gonna be open by March.
Wow.
Yep.
And the bathrooms that are there, or?
The bathrooms are not part of this phase.
Okay.
This is solely the kitchen, and I think they are helping us with a little bit outside in the lounge area. So
Okay.
there's gonna be freezers, that are gonna be on the outside, against that wall when you first come in. And they even offered to paint the wall directly going into the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a nice step leading out into, the lounge. So the goal with, the ARPA funds that we've been given, the goal is to break up this building into phases. It's not gonna be a cheap project, but we are starting with getting a design study underway. So that way we can kind of figure out what we need to get done, which areas are the priority, and we're just gonna, try to work our way. And we're finally gonna get some numbers on this too. Because I talked to Steve about this, we obviously know this is gonna be a big lift, it's not gonna be cheap. We're lucky that Novo has been a great partner in this, because we were actually only allotted $60,000 to do what needed to be done in this room. And that was through CDBG, and that wouldn't even scratch the surface. I believe this project, I could be wrong, but I believe this project is somewhere nearing $300,000 when it's all said and done. And that's tiles, that's asbestos, lead removal, that's all the things that we didn't know existed until they started knocking stuff down. So there's been electrical issues, plumbing issues, there's things that you don't know until you start. And I'm sure that as we move on to other phases of this building, it's gonna be a similar type of thing. There's a lot of surprises that you don't know exist until you get going, so. Yeah, so it's, this has not been easy, but it's gonna be great once it gets going. It's gonna be a community kitchen. I still have to work with the mayor to figure out some of the details on the rental process, the usage, who's gonna be scheduling things, how groups can come in, what programs we're gonna offer. So we'll be working with health and wellness on that as well, to try to come up with something that, works for the community, because that's kind of the deal that we had with Novo, is as long as it served the community, they were willing to be partners in this, so. Yeah, so I know you've mentioned a lot about wanting to do kind of Thanksgiving, holiday type of events and stuff, and
Right.
now that we have state-of-the-art kitchen, we will have valid permits and all the things you need to do this kind of community events. I think it's, we're gonna be in good shape here.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so as we keep moving along, I'll send you guys photos, and again, I think photos don't do it justice, so if you want to stop by, please do.
And it's good, people need to understand that these things don't happen overnight, because there's always something in construction, there's always something that comes up.
Yep.
Anything that's built before 1969, 70, it's lead.
Yep.
Then you have asbestos in the tile, so forth and so on. So it's always something that's gonna come up to, prolong the projects on the older building. But the good thing is that at least it's done right. Once the maintenance is done, everything is completed, it's done the right way and everybody's healthy.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the main purpose of doing things the right way, to make sure everyone's safe. And it takes time, it's not gonna happen overnight, definitely won't, but at least it's being done. And we see something now.
And the Novo Foundation, thank goodness they came to town at the right time.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
We would not, this would have taken a lot more time, a lot more money. They don't have to go through the the, hoops that we do as a municipality. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to, any kind of money we want to spend, we have to go to council. It just, all of that is an extra month. If you think about the process of communication, being approved to go to the finance committee and then to the council, that's all 1 month at a time.
Thank God for them.
Yeah.
They're doing a
Noble has
lot.
a good reputation.
Yep.
They're
If they're
doing
gonna
such a
support
tremendous,
what you're
good
doing.
job.
Yep.
They support it and you do what you gotta do, you know?
Yep.
So,
And they always do it with, I do feel it's, oh, yes, I was just gonna say, their only ask was that it be open to the community, so,
That was easy.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
can't argue with that. Yeah.
Straight from the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so was that A, Lindsay, or now we're going to B? All right, you want to go on, B now with the schedule?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have to vote on to accept the schedule, or I don't know if that's just for your knowledge. I would just ask that if everyone, if you know in advance that you have, an issue with any date, if I know some people, July is always tough, with vacations and stuff, so, and that is 4th of July week, so if we already know in advance that that just won't be a good day, we can, I mean.
That's the one we usually change.
That's the one.
Yeah, so if we know now, maybe we
Yeah.
should just,
Right.
Change that.
Yeah. so we can, so this is the tricky part, of course, now that we have to have these meetings at City Hall. Of course, we have to check, that city, the city schedule here, so, I can work with Elisa to just ensure, do you guys want me to aim for just the following Thursday?
Yeah, right?
Is that the next
If
closest?
that works.
Yeah.
But-
Following.
Let me just see if it's even on here already. Okay, so that's one that I know we can change. Try to change at least. I actually won't be here the March 2nd meeting. And so it's a little trickier now, if I'm not here because we have to operate this. We can either find a new date or I can have, one of my staff come and kind of help us out. Whatever you prefer.
I think it might be easier. for-
Find a new date.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree, yeah.
I think it'd be here.
March,
Yeah.
okay,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
If possible.
Yeah, yeah.
If not, you go do what you need. to do.
Yeah, no, that's,
Steve,
that's awesome.
we don't have to vote.
The other is September.
September.
September is later.
We Labor Day week, that's another one that's always an issue, yeah, okay.
Because people are,
Holiday.
a lot of people are away.
Yep,
Especially with my.
Do we have to vote on this schedule?
yeah, that's
Do we
good.
make a motion about it?
Yeah, usually,
Okay.
Let me just
So we
see.
do it in March, May and July?
We used, I don't.
Say it again?
We used
May
to-
and July, I think?
Just for-
March, July, and September, is it?
September.
Yeah, May, have you ever had?
It's on record.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's true. We do.
What's in there?
Is it-
No, I think she was just
I was
wondering.
thinking Memorial Day, you said a different day,
Ah.
right?
Right.
So September, there's a change also?
It's
Yeah, it's Labor Day.
That's Labor Day.
Yeah, I just, yeah. Is Labor Day the 4th this year? It's not.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
So March, we're doing,
We're trying, I'm gonna
She's gonna.
make a note of these, so what I'll do is, tomorrow I'll email Alyssa.
And
And
the
just,
week after.
yeah, for the week after, and if for some reason, one of, those dates aren't available, I'll just have to get back in touch with you guys, and, but I'll, just so everybody knows, I will aim for the following Thursday.
So would we vote on the schedule as is with the amendments that
Or for.
Lindsay?
Yeah, so if you want, yeah, I don't know if you wanna, yeah.
Yeah, because whatever day you can get is the day.
Yeah.
I think that might be it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When's election day this year? It's the 7th, no, we're good.
So we have March, July, and September, we're gonna change, correct?
She's gonna see if there's a
Yeah.
better option.
Very good. Now, I do wanna also, or you have to give vote.
Yeah, we gotta make a motion.
I'll make
You
a
can make-
motion that we accept the schedule as presented with amendments for March, July, and September, and then accept the dates that Lindsay can arrange.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right.
They might not be able to get another, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't even want to offer another date right now until I can be sure. I just want to make a comment really quickly. If I know it's tough because, you know, I send a lot of emails and everything. I just want to make sure that we have a quorum. So if for some reason you can't attend, just try to let me know no later than like the Monday that week of.
Yeah, so, and I know, which is great, so we don't run into these situations again. Now, everybody's busy, we all are busy. But it's good that if I can get everybody's number tonight before we leave, just in case, because sometimes we might be in different areas where you can't pick up email, or you're busy, or whatever. But at least I can follow up with a phone call, so we're on the same page, and we don't have to worry about missing meetings, or maybe in advance, we could change the date, how we can do it. But I think it'd be good verbally also, rather than email, to do it. So if it's okay with everybody, you can give me your numbers. If I don't have it, you give it to me. And,
And either call or text, because they come back here.
yeah,
So Lindsay will still send out a reminder
Mhm.
and then you'll do a
and
follow-up.
I'll do a follow-up also, as well, you know, by phone call
Right.
or text or whatever.
'Cause
So we're all on the same page, so we have to worry about that. Yeah. Everybody gets busy, I mean, it's just how
Yeah,
it
if we
is
had a
these days.
list of everybody's number, that might be good.
So we'll do that.
So we know to answer the
That'll
phone.
be good communication.
that's,
Oh, it's that order warranty again.
Hey, we joined the 20th century, we got rid of our landline.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Finally seeing you, Jim.
We still have ours.
I still have mine.
I have, I don't really have one, I still
You have a
have,
rotary?
I have a landline number because it's part of my
I was
package.
just gonna say, that's how they get you.
But I haven't had a phone in, I don't know, a dozen years.
So you have the number, but you don't have the
You're paying for that.
Well, it was actually cheaper.
That's what that's how
Yeah,
they
yeah,
get
that's
you,
it.
that's how they get you, they say, no, it makes more sense, you're only paying $5
Yeah.
more,
Right.
if you get, I'm like, but I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't want
I
it, soda.
We're paying $20 less because I
Yeah.
had the phone
Yeah.
with that package.
Oh.
I
Don't
got-
worry,
Yeah, it's good.
I can contact you. I have a string with a cup.
Yeah. Well, the cup kind of wore out, so, you know. Hello? Able to order it.
All right, so, you wanna go to old business?
Yeah.
Okay. So, gonna go to, A, old business A, which is, park trails assignments, that's, so I was wondering, if, I know we tabled it to this meeting, if we all could, help out as commissioners with the recreation department to, appoint a park to each commissioner. And it's our job to go by twice, once a week, whatever, how we can do it. Just observe, make sure everything's right. I mean, I think we should be more involved with the parks and to see, make sure, you know, the work's being done, or if there's an issue from the community that, they have, they can, you know to contact us as a whole. And, we could address the situation, wherever it may be. But I think that's a good idea for us to get more involved with the parks, so we could actually see what's going on. And, if we can, you know, if I can assign a park to each commissioner, I think that'd be good. So at least we'd be, you know, we can see what what's going on actually in there. If that's all right with everybody, just a suggestion.
That's not a bad idea, I think. It's a good idea.
So whichever park that you choose, just put it down and, or if you see something wrong, you contact me, I can contact Lindsay or Lindsay, whatever. So we're all in the same, you know, page of seeing what's going on with our community and the parks. Okay, so,
I think that's nice, and I know you mentioned a couple times, I think it also, you know, you mentioned it gives you an opportunity to see some of our staff out there working. Andrea comes to the Mondale Center a lot, I know you do as well. You know, just kind of the constant flow, you know, you're meeting our staff, you're seeing what's going on. There may be things that you guys aren't aware of that in between our monthly meetings, it just gives you a chance to kind of see it for yourselves.
yeah, and the staff could communicate with us also, because I see them all the time. And I have to say, those, they work hard. They really do. And I always, you know, tell them thank you, commend them. We all do when we see them, but they really work hard, you know, and right is right. And it's just good for them to see us encourage them to say, keep up the good work. That means a lot when somebody tells you, thank you. We appreciate you. It goes a long way. And I think that, like I said, that's what we should do.
I think it's a good idea. And I do also, I know that when I show up on the scene, you know, sometimes people look at me and they're, you know, like, who are you, what, you know? So I still think that there should be, I was just looking at that badge or on your shirt.
Oh, the seal.
Yes, the seal.
City.
Oh, it's just a seal. Yeah, oh, the city. Anything that kind of, you know, lets the public know that, you know, that we're official. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, identifying us.
I think we can get you guys, I'll check with the clerk's office, I think the badges, the IDs, there's ID cards that our employees are actually supposed to have. So I wonder if we can do that for commissioners as well.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to have to pull out a badge, you know, I'd rather have my, you know, my jacket or my sweatshirt or something with something that maybe we can pin it on whatever we happen to be wearing on that day, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So just, you know what I mean?
Like that, with the
Recreation.
recreation commissioner or something.
Yeah, you know,
That,
because
that makes sense.
people, you know.
I hear what you're saying, it's like,
Yeah, you identifying.
Oh, yeah, right. And especially since I'm now like excellent.
I was actually gonna say, congratulations.
Right?
I'll save that for the end, that's all.
Yes.
Very nice. That's Maureen, very
I wrote
nice.
it down.
Yeah, you did see?
Yeah.
yeah, got all that going
So
on.
when I walk up in there,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I'm here.
That's
Official
right.
business.
That's wonderful.
You ain't gonna start here,
So anyway, but thanks.
We got a star in our presence.
So is there a dinner or is there a?
Yes, on April 26th.
Oh, okay.
There's a
Well, that's our banquet.
event. No, I said April, not March. But in any case, yeah, and it's co-sponsored by the Ulster
The
Savings Bank
Oh, and I
along
thought-
with the Chamber of Commerce.
Commerce, yeah.
And so it, you know, so they have this big
Wow.
to do at the Ulster Savings Bank on Schwank.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
You
they have
know, they have very nice
huge
facilities.
cafeteria and everything.
I have board meetings, my board meetings are there. It's a beautiful,
Yeah.
it's wonderful. They have a conference room.
Yeah.
It was
The
so
They have a
cafeteria.
conference room and they have a huge cafeteria with all kinds of stuff.
Stuff,
They were
yeah.
in a section where they were serving like alcoholic beverages. I was like, oh my God, you guys. You know,
Wow.
so yeah,
Very
so
nice.
same thing.
Okay, so you're-
April 26th.
yes, congratulations.
Representatives.
That's it.
Thanks. It only took 30 years.
Yeah.
30 years. But,
Overnight.
yeah. it was happy.
You're an overnight sensation.
No one. Yeah. That
Congratulations.
was a long night.
It was a lot. Congratulations.
Yeah, I think it's great to have them more involvement and visibility at the places where we're, you know, seeing children.
Yeah, as soon as I get the sticker
The badge?
on my car.
Right.
You know.
Are we gonna put it around your chest?
Oh, no.
Big circle with Parks and Recreation.
Badge.
Just remember that my mother was in the watch.
Yeah.
Just make sure I have
Right. You want the band.
I don't want to be that either. You know, like I
Well, we're gonna put you in the neon green vest, that's what I mean. That's what we're gonna
Oh, who
do.
doesn't want one of them?
That's right.
All right, so, we got 15 minutes. All
Okay.
right, so, Andrea, which one would you like?
I probably do have to.
We have to that? How much? This is, I'm only joking. It's just,
No, yeah.
this is a joke.
So this is starting now,
Starting
It's
today.
official.
just like, you know, just because I drive around and through.
Starting tonight, you gotta go.
Yeah, like right now, as soon as we.
You gotta clock in.
Check it out.
Or, well, I actually meant now when there's nothing going on in the parks or.
Well, actually,
Well, there are some.
There's always something going in the park, but
Even
just
people are.
whatever
constantly there.
people are in the park, yeah, people always in the parks, whatever. You know,
And it
so
may not necessarily, it could just be,
any
I
park.
have an idea, like we
Yeah.
should have, can we looking at this, or, you know.
I go to Foresight a lot.
Yeah.
There.
So-
Well, we just get a list of parks and then we can, you know.
Oh,
There
yeah,
is
so
something.
I think there's more parks than there are
Because of the nature
commissioners.
center.
There's-
thing.
Yeah,
Right?
there's more parks than commissions.
Yeah.
Right, so
So
we
we
should
have-
have a
yeah.
list.
Yeah, let's have a list.
I can pull a list together, you guys want me to do that?
Yeah.
We can, yeah, then we can.
Maybe
take a
we might
look
have to
at-
take two if
in
it's a
advance.
small park.
Yeah.
Well, you got Barman and then.
I was gonna do Barman, because it's right by me.
Okay,
But I meant another one, because it's small.
right.
Someone that there's a poster one too.
See, that's what.
Well, the beach, the point is,
There's
point
one.
bio.
There's one, right? You're right.
Oh, I'm thinking of Hampton. I'm
You're
thinking-
right down Patton Park,
Patton
that's
Park.
on,
Yeah.
that's kind of like on Eastchester, right?
All right, but let's, because
Yeah,
I
I'll
think there's
pull
more
it.
parks.
Well, cause it's so parks, parks and like trails, I mean, there's a lot of property.
All right, so what
Yeah.
we do, all right, so
Yeah.
we'll tell you this, honestly, we
We'll have our
have
list.
to, in
Yeah.
March.
Well, you can send us the
Yeah, I'll
list,
send you the list.
and then we can email back.
Yeah.
All right, so March is the final,
Fine,
finals March.
no
Not
worries.
tabling
We're
it.
not tabling it again.
No more tabling, that's.
Yeah.
Oh, so this was table.
We do table a lot.
Once.
This,
Maybe like twice.
which is,
Well, we mentioned
we
it,
missed it once.
and then we.
But there weren't a lot, I don't think there were a lot of people here.
And then we tabled it,
All right, so this is it, we're gonna make the decision in March,
Okay.
final answer.
So,
but we're gonna get it, yeah.
Oh, so
Right,
you
I'm gonna send
committed
those to you guys.
already.
All right, that's fine,
Right, but I think there's more parks.
yeah,
Yeah, it's probably gonna have to be, I mean, you know, Travis isn't here, and also I do have a vacancy, which I'm hoping to fill very soon. Yeah, so, is that 7 then, or 8? Yeah, there's still an opening,
yeah, we
so,
need another person.
yeah.
So either way, if we can do 2 weeks from right now, that'd be good.
seven.
All right, so I will definitely send that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be new business, no, that'll go back to old business, that'll be first thing on the agenda.
You got it,
Yes.
putting it right here, first on the agenda.
Thank you. I guess that's it.
I have one thing to mention, just really briefly, I know, Ms. Harris that came by presented about the bench idea.
All right.
I just wanted to, so I don't know who mentioned it, if it was you, Al, someone said that they thought there was a similar idea with the county. Didn't someone say there was one? The county had created, I think, some sort of, honoring of those who passed from COVID. And so that, I did speak to the mayor about it, and he did confirm that the county has put it in Woodstock, or they are putting it in Woodstock.
Oh, okay.
And so that concept kind of already exists, so I don't know that we want to duplicate that. You know, I know that Lori had some different ideas and stuff, so I'm probably gonna reach back out to her and just let her know, you know, if she wants to explore some other ideas. But until we have this adopt a bench or adopt a tree program implemented, you know, we really have to do that before we can commit to that. So I just want to go over some ideas with her and see what we can do in the meantime.
How long ago when she first mentioned that? to us?
December, she
December.
came, well, that was the meeting she came out, was
That's right.
December, yeah.
Is she being patient about?
Yeah, yeah, I haven't heard from her in a while, I did tell her that we were discussing it at our next meeting. Maybe it was November, I don't remember.
I thought it was November,
It was a while ago.
yeah, it was wild.
Check that, but yeah, so I will follow back up there.
Good.
Thank
Okay, anybody, have anything else? Or hearts and minds are clear, like they say in church?
Wow.
We're not in church, but I'm just saying, that's what they say in church. There's a service that says all hearts and minds are clear.
Mine's good.
It means everybody has a good heart and a clear mind. That's all.
Is it true?
Nobody's harboring anything
Huh?
that they really want to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
how everything's all right.
All right.
I mean, I'm gonna get you a new cup for your telephone.
It could be plastic or something like that.
Plastic, I got you.
Well, like cardboard, I keep it on.
All right, so, the next board meeting is scheduled on, to be determined.
Yeah, we're
We're gonna reschedule
gonna
that.
do that.
All right. And, Lindsay would, gonna email, I'll follow up with a phone call. I also need, I'm gonna ask everybody to give me their number, if you can, please. And, That's it.
Do you want our numbers before we leave?
Sure.
Ready?
Before we leave. Good.
Yeah.
Actually,
Do you want just, once we, unless you want it public? 'cause-
No.
Okay. Let's start shouting out numbers and, yeah.
after we.
Help you guys out. I'm not saying mine out.
That's right.
Oh, come on.
No. You know your number.
I'm up here. That phone gets turned off at 8 o'clock.
753, Only the old people know that.
Yes. All right, so, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
If this